Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. Today I'm going to try to cook a beef chuck roast out on my Weber grill with my slow and sear accessory. And this is only going to be the second slow cook that I've done with it. The first one was baby back ribs, and that cook took about 3.5 hours. So I'm thinking this will probably take a bit longer. I've never done it before, so I'm just figuring out as I go. So let me show you what I have going on over here. This is a 2.6 pound boneless beef chuck roast that I bought yesterday. So when I brought it home, what I did was salt both sides of it with some kosher salt, and then I put it in the refrigerator overnight. Now I'm following the recommendations of the Adrenaline Barbecue Company. They're the ones who make the slow and sear, and they have a website and has recipes and instructions of how to use the slow and sear and things like that. So I'm just following their advice on how to cook this, since I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. So that has sat overnight in the refrigerator. They call that dry brining it, putting the kosher salt on it like that and letting it sit. And they said to use a pepper rub, or they said pepper goes well with it. So I'm going to use this seasoned pepper. And what's in this? There's no salt, because there's already salt in when you dry brine it like that. This has pepper, sugar, red and green bell pepper, onion, and garlic. So I think that should go well with it. I'm going to put some mustard on this just to help that stick a little bit. I don't know if I really need to, but just to kind of ensure that the pepper sticks good. It looks a little bit dry on the outside, so just rub that with the mustard and hit this with the pepper and put a pretty good coating of that. My wife won't appreciate this because she doesn't like pepper, but hey, what the heck. Also, you see those turkey legs sitting there? Those were in the freezer, so I pulled them out last night. I put them in a brine, just a basic poultry brine of half a gallon of water, half a cup of kosher salt, and half a cup of sugar. So let those brine overnight and then just put a mild barbecue rub on those. I figured I'm probably going to have space on the grill, so might as well put those on there and see how they turn out. Alright, I'm going to flip that over and do the exact same thing to the other side. Then I'm going to go outside and get the grill lit. Okay, I'm ready to go here. I got the coals lit on one end of the slow and sear. I'm using Kingsford original charcoal. I have some water in the reservoir. You can see it bubbling already. I have a probe in my meat. I have my grill probe set up. I'm going to get the lid on there, and I'm going to try to keep the cooking temperature between 225 and 250 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll see how this goes. The sun is just coming up, and it's in the 20s this morning. Kind of cold. I live in Northern California, but that's cold for here. So I'm going to go in the house and let that cook for a while. So we'll be back later on. This has been cooking for a little over 4 hours, and I haven't touched it, so I'm dying to see how everything looks here. Wow. The meat temperature is kind of stalled out at 156 degrees. It hasn't moved in probably the last 2 hours. Darn it, I forgot my thermopin. I'll be right back. I got my thermopin. I want to check the temperature of these turkey legs and see if they're done. Oh yeah, 177 degrees. I'm going to pull those off of there, and I guess with that meat, I'll just let it keep cooking. It says on the Adrenaline Barbecue website, it says to try to let the meat get to about 180 degrees before you wrap it. And it's only at 156. It's been at 156 degrees for couple hours now. It's just not moving. I guess that's what you call the stall. So I think what I will do is maybe throw a little bit more charcoal in there. I mean, there's still quite a bit, but since I have it open, I might as well throw a little more in, and then I can go watch some football, go watch the 49ers lose and eat those turkey drumsticks, and just let the meat cook a while longer. And it's getting a nice looking crust on it, so I guess I'll just let it cook a while longer. It's only 11:30. I got started at 7:30 this morning, so I got an early start. So I'm gonna do that, and we'll be back later on. Turkey legs were on there 4 hours, so let's cut into one of these guys and see how it looks. Let me have a bite of that. Wow, this is really good. Tastes kind of like ham. With that brine that I brined it in, it's kind of salty. So it tastes sort of like ham with the salt and the smoke. Nice and moist and tender. Really good. I'm really happy with that. This chuck roast has been on here for 6.5 hours now, and the internal temperature is 162 degrees. Look at that nice crust on it. I think what I'm gonna do now is just take it off and wrap it and finish it up in my toaster oven. The grill temp is held steady at right between 225 and 250 degrees Fahrenheit, right where I wanted it for 6.5 hours. So slow and sear worked really good for this, but I'm just gonna wrap that up and finish it up in the oven now. I set my oven to bake at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is going in there until the internal temperature of the meat is about 205 degrees. It looks like the internal temperature is about 205 or 210 degrees, so I'm going to shut that off right there. I'll let it rest a little bit. The total cooking time is 7 hours and 42 minutes. So we'll let that rest for maybe half an hour, and then we'll see how it turned out. Well, here's how this looks. Look at the nice color on it. I'm just pulling it apart with my hands. Nice and tender. I probably should have let it cool down and rest a little bit more, but these edge pieces like this with that crust on it, these are really good. Yum. Man, this is really good. Real happy with this. For my first try, I think I did pretty good. That slow and sear, what did I say before? The slow and sear made me look like I knew what I was doing. Yeah, I think this turned out pretty good again. Pretty happy with this. All right, I'm gonna get ready to eat. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.